In the harshest deserts and the most remote mountains on Earth, a broken car isn't just an inconvenience, it's a death sentence. That's why the world is split into two tribes. On one side, the followers of the Toyota Land Cruiser, the machine that conquered the Arctic and the Sahara. On the other, the devotees of the Nissan Patrol, the brute force that rules the dunes with raw power. Both claim to be immortal, both have engines that can outlast their owners. But when the sand gets deep and the temperature hits 50 degrees, which one truly reigns supreme? Today on Wikivedia Plus, we will settle the ultimate clash, Toyota versus Nissan. Let's dive in. The war didn't start yesterday. It began in the 1950s when the Japanese government needed rugged vehicles for the police and military. Toyota gave them the BJ, the grandfather of the Land Cruiser. Nissan answered with the 4W60, the first Patrol. Since then, they haven't stopped fighting. While American SUVs became luxury shopping mall cruisers, these two stayed in the mud. They were built for one thing, to go somewhere and, more importantly, to come back. This shared DNA of survival is what makes them different from every other car on the road today. Ask any mechanic about a Land Cruiser, and they will tell you the same thing: it's over-engineered. Toyota doesn't build parts to last 100,000 miles. They build them to last 25 years in a war zone. The suspension is thicker than it needs to be. The cooling system is massive. Why? Because Toyota knows that if a Land Cruiser fails in the middle of a desert, it ruins their reputation forever. This reliability-first approach has made the Land Cruiser the gold standard for the UN, the Red Cross, and even special forces around the globe. When your life depends on your vehicle starting in -40 or +50 degrees, you choose a Toyota. But then, there's the Nissan Patrol. If Toyota is the reliable soldier, the Patrol is the heavyweight boxer. Nissan focused on power and torque. In places like the Middle East, the Patrol is legendary because it can climb dunes that would make a Land Cruiser struggle. The Nissan engines, especially the famous TB48 and the modern V8 South, are built for performance. They feel faster, they sound angrier, and they have a soul that Toyota's clinical perfection sometimes lacks. Driving a Patrol isn't just moving from A to B, it's a statement of power. It's a beast that refuses to be tamed by any terrain. If you had to choose only one vehicle to take you across a continent with no roads and no mechanics, would you trust the surgical reliability of the Toyota or the raw, unstoppable muscle of the Nissan? Let's talk tech without the boring stuff. Toyota's legendary 1HD and 1VD engines are designed to run on low-quality fuel in the middle of nowhere without exploding. They are slow but unstoppable. They are the marathon runners of the car world. On the other hand, Nissan's VVEL technology in the Patrol gives it a throttle response that makes it feel like a sports car in a 3-ton body. It's about that instant surge of energy when you hit the gas. Toyota is for the person who wants to reach the destination no matter what. Nissan is for the person who wants to have the most fun getting there. To understand why this rivalry is so deep, we have to look at the legendary models that built these empires. As we moved into the 2000s, the battle shifted. Toyota released the 100 series and later the legendary 200 series. These cars became symbols of status and power. The V8 diesel engine in the 200 series is widely considered one of the greatest long-distance engines ever made. It's quiet, it's smooth, and it has enough torque to pull a house, but Nissan didn't sit still. They launched the Y60 to Patrol, moving away from the old-school solid axles to a sophisticated independent suspension. The technical war is a game of millimeters. Toyota uses the Kinetic Dynamic Suspension System, or KDSS. It's a mechanical system that disconnects the stabilizer bars when you're off-road, giving you massive wheel travel to keep your tires on the ground. It's brilliant because it doesn't rely on complex electronics that could fail in the bush. Nissan's answer is the V-Motion design and an electronic 4x4 system that allows you to switch between sand, rock, snow, and road at the turn of a dial. Toyota is the master of mechanical perfection. Nissan is the pioneer of electronic dominance. Here is where Toyota wins the logic battle. A 10-year-old Land Cruiser often costs as much as a brand new luxury sedan. It's an asset, not just a car. People call it the check on wheels. It is the only car you can drive for 5 years and sell for almost what you paid for it. Nissan, while great, tends to lose value faster, but Nissan fans don't care. They argue that you pay for the experience and the power, not just the investment. They would rather have the thrill of the V8 roar than a high resale value. This is where the debate gets heated: is a car a tool or a toy? The reliability of a Toyota is legendary, but it comes at a price. Sometimes, Toyota stays with old technology for too long because they know it works. You might find a Land Cruiser from 2020 with an interior that looks like it belongs in 2010. Nissan is more adventurous. They give you the screens, the cameras, and the luxury features long before Toyota does. It has a choice between a cabin that feels like a tank or a cabin that feels like a private jet. In the end, the winner depends on the terrain. In the rock-crawling mountains of Australia, the Land Cruiser's articulation and durability usually win. It crawls over obstacles like a mountain goat. But in the deep, soft sand of the Arabian Peninsula, the Nissan Patrol's horsepower and high-revving nature often leave the Toyota in the dust. They are two different answers to the same question: how do we conquer the Earth? The truth is, the world is big enough for both. But the rivalry is what keeps them getting better every year. Now, we want to hear from you. We know this is a sensitive topic. Are you a member of the Toyota tribe, trusting in the 70 series and the 300 to never let you down? Or are you part of the Nissan family, addicted to the power of the Super Safari and the Y62? Which one would you take to the end of the world? Let us know in the comments below, but let's keep it civil. After all, both are Japanese legends that have shaped the way we explore our planet. Whether you choose the Toyota or the Nissan, you are choosing a legacy. You are choosing a vehicle that was born from necessity and forged in the most extreme conditions known to man. These aren't just machines, they are the vessels of our ambition to see what lies over the next horizon. As long as there are deserts to cross and mountains to climb, the war between the Land Cruiser and the Patrol will continue. And in that war, the real winners are the drivers who get to experience the pinnacle of automotive engineering. As the echoes of today's story fade back into the archive, we are left once again at the edge of the unknown. Thank you for journeying with us to the fringes of history and science. If these mysteries resonated with you, we invite you to support the channel by liking this video and subscribing to our growing community of seekers. Share this transmission on your social networks. Your curiosity is what keeps these stories alive. We will return soon with another chapter that was never meant to be told. Until our next encounter, stay curious. This is Wikivedia Plus.